If your goal is to lower insulin and reverse insulin resistance, most people immediately focus on food. And that makes sense, because diet is the biggest trigger. But something I see all the time is people coming to me saying, my diet is dialed in, I'm eating well, I'm doing everything right, and I'm still not seeing results. And when this happens, it's usually not the food. It's everything else. Because there are a few key habits outside of diet that, if they're not dialed in, can slow your progress down a lot more than you realize. So in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through 5 ways to lower insulin that have nothing to do with food. And the first one is probably not what you expect, but it's one of the easiest to implement. Do 20 to 30 calf raises when you're sitting down throughout the day. This sounds almost too simple to matter, but it's actually incredibly effective. Your calf muscles act like a pump. Every time they contract, they help move blood and glucose out of your bloodstream and into your muscles, where it can be used for energy. So even small movements like this can directly impact your blood sugar. And this one is especially important if you spend a large portion of your day sitting. This already means that your body isn't able to clear glucose as efficiently. But when you add in these small bursts of movement, you're essentially creating a mini glucose sink throughout the day. A lot of people overcomplicate things. They think they need to go to the gym every day for multiple hours in order to see results. But these micro movements, repeated consistently, can have a meaningful effect. And anything you're able to stick to consistently is going to be better than something you can't stick to, aka a strict gym routine. And the best part here is that you don't need extra time. You can do this while you're working, on your phone, watching TV. Every time you're sitting, just add in a set. Even if you do 20 reps a few times a day, that can add up fast. If you've been watching me for a while, you've probably heard me talk about it before. When you get natural light into your eyes early in the day, it helps set your circadian rhythm. And your circadian rhythm controls when your body releases key hormones like cortisol and melatonin. And this matters because your hormones directly affect insulin sensitivity. If your circadian rhythm is off, it's almost a guarantee that your sleep is off. So this isn't just about getting fresh air, it's about setting your entire hormonal environment up for the day. Ideally, you want to get outside for 5 to 10 minutes. If you can walk, even better. But even just standing outside and letting the natural light hit your eyes makes a difference. And I'm not talking about staring straight at the sun. Obviously, that's not good. And I will also note that you can't be getting the sunlight through a window. Glass filters out the rays that send the signals we need in order to set our circadian rhythm. So you have to be outside. Again, this is a habit that feels small, but actually has a ripple effect. Better rhythm leads to better sleep, and better sleep leads to better insulin control. Now, this one is one that I personally am not very good at. I try to do it, but it's very difficult. And I feel like I'm probably not alone. But taking just 5 minutes to breathe before your meal, that can make a big difference. Stress is one of the biggest drivers of elevated insulin that people overlook. When your cortisol is high, your body behaves as if it's under threat. And one of the ways it responds is by releasing blood sugar, which leads to a need for more insulin. So even if your diet is perfect, if your cortisol is constantly elevated, you're doing yourself a disservice. It is really hard to fight against high cortisol. Now, I know that breathwork and meditation is difficult for a lot of people. Like I said, I find it really hard. I would sit down, try to do it, and my mind would go everywhere. I couldn't switch off. And even if I could sit down for the set period of time, I would always feel like I was doing it wrong. Like my mind was wandering. But what I've realized is that for the people who find it the hardest to slow down, they're the people who need it the most. And this is where having some structure really helps. Recently, I came across this app called My Mental Pal that makes meditation feel more practical. Instead of just sitting there trying to clear your mind, it uses guided sessions based on ideas from books like Atomic Habits, Deep Work, and The Power of Habit, which is such a cool concept. So you're not just meditating, you're actually learning how to apply these concepts to your life. It's like micro-learning through meditation. Short, focused sessions that help you build better habits, improve focus, and manage stress. And for me, that's what made it stick. It doesn't feel so abstract anymore. And now, instead of avoiding it, it's something I come back to. It helps bring your body out of that stress state, lower your cortisol, and sets you up for better blood sugar and insulin responses throughout the day. And the cool part is, you can try it out for free. I've put the link in the description box down below. The key here is strength-based sessions that you actually enjoy. And this is one of the most important long-term strategies for insulin sensitivity. Muscle is one of the main places your body stores and uses glucose. So the more muscle you have, the better your body is at handling blood sugar, which means lower blood sugar spikes and lower insulin over time. But the key here is consistency. It doesn't matter if it's weight training, Pilates, reformer, group classes. What matters is that you enjoy it enough to stick to it. And there's some sort of strength element. Because if you stick to something for a couple of weeks, even for a month, those 30-day challenges, you might have some short-term benefits, some weight loss, maybe a little bit of muscle growth, but it's not gonna have a long-lasting impact. And this is where a lot of people are missing out. They're focusing mainly on food and not enough on muscle. Muscle is one of the most powerful tools you have for improving insulin resistance. Even 2 to 3 sessions per week can make a noticeable difference over time. But you have to enjoy it, or you're not gonna be able to stick to it. This one, I know a lot of people are not gonna like, but you should try to go to bed within 1 hour of the same time every single night. If you have one night that's a little bit off, that's okay. Because sleep is one of the most common missing pieces I see when people come to me saying their diet is perfect, they're exercising, and they're not getting results. Like with high cortisol, it's really hard to fight against poor recovery. People severely underestimate how much poor or inconsistent sleep affects their metabolism. When your sleep is disrupted, your hormones are disrupted. Cortisol increases, insulin sensitivity decreases, hunger hormones increase, and suddenly, everything feels harder. I know we've all been there. After a poor night's sleep, my stomach is a bottomless pit. And this isn't just mental. This is our hunger hormones being thrown out of whack. In this situation, you're hungrier. You're more likely to snack. And even if you still eat perfectly, your body is going to respond differently. But it's not just about how long you sleep. It's about consistency. And coming back to circadian rhythm, that matters a lot. Going to bed at the same night helps to regulate your circadian rhythm. And that improves your sleep quality, which then improves your insulin sensitivity. But trying to get perfect sleep every single night, that can feel overwhelming. Simply start by trying to go to sleep at the same time. This will have a bigger impact than you might expect. So when you zoom out and look at all of this, you start to see the bigger picture. Yes, diet is the foundation, but if these things aren't in place, movement throughout the day, building strength, controlling cortisol, you're gonna struggle to see results, even if your diet is perfect. And this is where people get stuck because they're doing all the obvious things, but missing out on the less obvious ones. So if your diet is already dialed in, this is where I would look next. Could any of these factors be where you're falling short? Let me know in the comments down below which of these resonates with you the most. And if high stress is something you've struggled with, but you've tried meditation before and couldn't stick to it, this is the one I would start focusing on. And my mental pal really makes it practical. You're not just sitting there trying to switch off. You're actually being guided through the ideas from books like Atomic Habits and applying them to your day. Again, I'll leave that link in the description box down below if you want to check it out.